LeBron James. I know if you just mention LeBron James, it sends people into a tizzy. You love him. Anything that he does is great. The glazing of LeBron is incredible. The flip side of that, he's soft. He can't play in the 80s or 90s. He's a flopper. He stinks. It's just anytime you bring up the man's name, it's just it's incredible. There's no in between with LeBron either. There's no in between. Either you love him or you hate him. You love him or you hate him. I don't know why people go crazy with the crazy love and can't be honest about him. But I also don't understand why people just hate the man. I mean, he hasn't done anything to you other than maybe beat your team or he doesn't play like you want him to play. It's wild. It's just wild. Having said that, LeBron James' name is popping up in trade rumors, people. His name is coming up in trade rumors. That the Los Angeles Lakers, by the trade deadline next week, which happens to be February 8th, are looking to trade LeBron James. I don't think that anybody thought that would happen, but they are looking to trade LeBron James. Now, whether he gets traded or not, that's a different story. But what would be the purpose of the Lakers or LeBron's team throwing out the possibility of him getting traded if it wasn't a real possibility? There's no upside to LeBron leaking that he's looking for a trade or that the Lakers are trying to trade him, and vice versa for the Lakers. What's the upside? I mean, what's the point of saying, we may trade LeBron. Let's get that out in the public. How does that help? The Lakers don't need any help selling tickets. Hell, if anything, people would stop coming if LeBron wasn't there. Now, there's also going to be a whole faction of people that would start going to Laker games because they can't stand LeBron. So whether he gets traded or not, I don't know what's out there. It is it's looking that LeBron is actually open to the possibility of being traded somewhere. So my man Chuck Miller, it would make more sense if the Lakers were god awful. And that's my whole thing. It's not like the Lakers are horrible, because I think by the end of the season, I think the Lakers are going to end up being in the 6 or 7 spot. Maybe they have to play in the play-in to get into the playoffs. But they're not awful. But maybe they're saying, you know what? We need a rehaul. So, I don't know. So, and here's an article. If you're on YouTube, you can see it. It's pulled up. Hearing from at NBA Sports Peeps, at King James is at the top of the Lakers list to trade the 39-year-old. So, and it's coming from a reputable source that had been correct about LeBron going back to Cleveland the first time. So this is not just some media outlet that's throwing some stuff out. This is not just some run-of-the-mill media outlet that's just blowing smoke about LeBron being traded. This is reputable people out here, people putting their reputation on the line, talking about it might happen. Now, again, doesn't mean that it's 100% sure, but I don't know. My man Oscar on TikTok says, trade the whole team besides LeBron. I don't know if they can do that. I don't know if they need to do that. Hell, they just won last night without LeBron and Anthony Davis. So it's not like the pieces aren't there, people. It's not like the pieces aren't there, and it's almost like some guys, they buckle under the pressure. So David Pingalore, I think that's how you pronounce his name. It doesn't matter. Again, that's over on YouTube. He says on Twitter, was recently told from NBA people that LeBron James has put feelers out regarding a return to the Cavs in 2 years. That's what this guy was correct about back in 2012. He had the story out there first, and that came out in February of 2012 when he was still with the Heat. So this is not just some run-of-the-mill guy that's talking about LeBron looking for a trade, people. So looking for a trade. It's interesting, to say the least. It's interesting, to say the least. So I'll be interested to see what he does. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think they can win a series or two in the playoffs. Can they make it to the finals? Probably not. Are they really a finals contender at this point? Probably not. And this could also be a smokescreen for what they're actually doing behind the scenes to try to get somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Throw out something that the Lakers are looking to trade LeBron. LeBron putting feelers out. LeBron looking to get traded. Throw that out there, and all the while, everybody's distracted by that, and you're working behind the scenes to make another trade happen. I don't put that past them. We appreciate the gift, Carson. We appreciate it. But yeah, who knows? And Darren Howard on TikTok said, Braun for Clay, let's go. If the Lakers did that, they would be one of the worst. That would just be one of the dumbest things that I've seen a franchise ever do. LeBron for Klay Thompson. Whew. Not to mention, look, we love Klay, but Klay is not even close to the same player that he was. So I don't think LeBron's going to get traded. I think the theory that I just talked about is what the Lakers and LeBron are doing, throwing his name out there as a smokescreen while they work behind the scenes. So my man Matt Hasselbring says they need to trade him to a contender and get some draft picks and start over. Yeah, that's what I think, because they've given up so many draft picks over the years. People don't want to say it, but the Lakers got to start over. If the Lakers are trying to be good, the Lakers got to start over. I mean, look, LeBron's 39 years old. And yeah, he's still playing great. Averaging 25, 7, and 7. I mean, I say that like those are just easy numbers. But after a while, doesn't it just become repetitive? The man averages 25, 7, and 7. He gets it every year. I mean, like clockwork. It's usually 27, 7, and 7. I mean, just like clockwork. At 39 years of age, he's still doing it. But the Lakers, they got to start over. I think they got to get some draft picks. But my whole thing is, what do you do? Who do you bring in? I mean, they can't go out and bring in any free agent. What free agent is going to be better than what LeBron's doing? So I think it's a complete overhaul if that's what they're trying to do. I like that approach. My man, Pat Cockrell, if LeBron does get traded, do you think the stipulation is that he gets traded to a team that promises to draft this kid? There ain't no way that that's going to happen. There ain't no way. First of all, this is the last year of LeBron's contract. He's got a player option for next year. No team is going to say, yeah, we're going to draft your son. Not to mention, I'm not sure his son is even ready to play in the NBA, regardless of whether LeBron says it or not. So, regardless. Somebody, Smokey in TikTok said, trade him to Oklahoma City. They got all the draft picks. Oklahoma City's going to make a trade, but it ain't going to be for LeBron. They're going to try to go get some sort of big man, I think. I think Oklahoma City is the most dangerous team in the NBA at the trade deadline because of all the picks that they got. They're one of the most dangerous teams out there. That's what I believe. I think they're going to go get them a rim protector. Look, we love Chet, but Chet is still only weighs 100 pounds. I mean, he's paper thin. Good player, got to put on at least 25 more pounds of muscle. If he can do that, if his body type can take that. I'm guessing it can. I mean, what is he, 20? 21? He's got time. He's got time. I know the NBA is a league that if you're 21 years old and if you're not at your peak, they'll just throw you away. I know the NBA has now become that, but you still can develop. You can still develop. So it's interesting that this this whole dynamic of what the Lakers are talking about, what LeBron is talking about. But I like the Thunder. Somebody's going to do something. Gwendo says LBJ back to Miami. That'll never happen. That him and Pat Riley despise each other. I was going to say hate, but hate's a strong word that I don't like to use unless it's me talking about something that I absolutely hate, like the University of Kentucky. I hate Kentucky. But yeah, they despise each other. That'll never happen. That'll never happen. It's a good thought, but it'll never happen. So we'll see what happens with all of that. I think that, like I said, I think it's just a smokescreen. I don't think there's any way in the world that the Lakers just give up on the season. And that's what they would be doing if they traded LeBron. They'd be giving up on the season. Fans would be irate because the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. But if they give up on the season, fans will be irate. And who knows how good they'll be moving forward anyway. So, and do you trust Anthony Davis leading your team? I mean, Charles Barkley named him Street Clothes. I love the nickname. Although he's been fairly healthy this year and playing well. But I don't know that you want him leading your franchise as frail as he's been. Plus, he's getting a little bit older. We'll see what happens with all of it, people.